Today we're going to take a look at the Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0 comp carry comp, whatever it might be. I'm going to tell you right now, this gun rocks. So here we go. All right, everybody, so the Smith & Wesson Shield 2.0, this is their carry comp version of the handgun. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this gun is fantastic. If you are a Shield fan and you've had a Shield in the past, this gun's definitely going to be for you. If you've never had a Shield and you're looking for something different, but also looks pretty good, this is definitely for you. The question is there really anything negative about this gun that I can say? I'm going to tell you right off the bat, absolutely not. This gun meets every criteria that I would want as a gun owner right out of the box. So first off, let's talk about the lower. The grip texturing on this gun is fantastic. It is a great combination of aggressive, but not overly aggressive. And that's one of the things that I always say about any of the M&P 2.0 series is that the larger guns, the compact, full size, the metal guns, those texturings on those grips are very abrasive and aggressive, and that's a good thing. However, in a concealed carry like this, maybe you don't want it to be overly aggressive. That way it doesn't get entangled in your clothing or even makes like little strawberries or raspberries on your skin. But that's gonna be up to you. So when we talk about the magazines on this gun, it comes with 3 different magazine heights and sizes. You've got your 10 round, your 13 round, and 15 round. So overall, you're looking at, what is that, 38 rounds of capacity. Some might complain that's not enough. I'm not really sure what you're looking for. If you're looking for 1,000 rounds, just carry a drum with you. I don't know what to tell you. But at this point, in my opinion, this is ready to go right out of the box in any kind of self-defense situation. Some may argue against that, some might argue for it. It's up to you to decide what's best for you. That's how it is. It's controllable, but I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, would I want to carry it that way? Probably not. I think the medium magazine is the one I'd go with. It just gives me a little bit better gripping on the gun. And the big magazine right here. For those of you out there who are going to sit there and say, well, why is this guy's hand shaking? Guys, it's part of the deal. I'll show you the target, obviously, after I'm done shooting here, so you can understand that even with shaky hands, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a bad shot or that you're dangerous with a firearm. I mean, I'm using an optic on it. I can pick up the dot pretty easily. Targets are pretty much right in the center cavity of where I want to be. So I don't really feel like it's an issue for me. So pretty good. Even with the, one of the things I'm going to say, like even with the comp, the gun's still a little snappy, but it's expected to be, in my opinion, with the Shield. But there's the target. You can see mostly, hopefully you can see that. Everything is pretty center mass. A couple of low on the beginning, but right there is where I've been shooting. So I'm pretty happy with the gun. I think it's easy. I think it's manageable. I think it's not too terrible regarding, you know, I'm gonna set this right here. You know, I don't think it's too bad considering the size of the gun. Again, the shorter grip, you're definitely gonna notice there's a little bit more snap to it. Again, do I think the comp is making a huge difference? I don't know. To be honest with you, I'd have to really check that in the video once I review it. But so far, so good. I mean, it's been operational, and that's what you want. The magazines, again, come with a very small grip, so it is ideal for concealability. You also have your middle grip, which I would say, to be honest with you, if I look at the middle grip, it's probably really best for large hands and to medium-sized hands. If you have an extra large hand, probably not gonna be able to get your pinky on the bottom of it because as you can see here, my pinky is right at the bottom of it. I would really say in this grip configuration, you're looking at approximately the size of a Glock 19 grip. So if the Glock 19 doesn't work for you and you're more used to like a 19X, a 45, or a 17, then you put in the larger magazine and that's when you get that little bit of room actually at the bottom of the grip, which is fantastic. So overall, you're getting a complete package. You're getting an adjustable grip size, which in my opinion makes this a little bit more sellable, especially the consumer, and especially someone who wants a very concealable package at one point or something a little bit larger. But again, it's all about what your tastes are and what you think you should use. The trigger, by far the best trigger that Smith & Wesson has come out with. Now, some might say that's not saying much, because if you can think back to the M&P 1.0 series and you can think back to the hinge trigger series of all of them, I think most people would say the hinge trigger sucked. And I agree, it was absolutely dog shit. It was terrible. However, with this gun, you have a very nice pull on it. The actual trigger safety recesses all the way into the trigger shoe, so there's none of that pinching or anything that you might experience, so it is a very comfortable gun to pull that trigger on. One of the things that I've noticed is that as you pull the trigger, don't put your pad of your finger all the way to the top, because what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to actuate that trigger safety completely, and as a result, it's going to feel very sticky, almost like there's something stuck. You really have to think about putting your pad of your finger directly on that trigger safety for a nice, even, smooth pull, and that's something that I've noticed and something that I would share with you. I mean, overall, everything looks great. And at this point, again, nothing to really complain about. But at the end, I'm going to tell you one small feature that I think is missing on this gun that was brought up to my channel by a subscriber. Now, as we move to the slide, one thing I'm going to tell you on the features of this slide, the serrations, while some people don't like them, I think they look kind of cool. Almost like a chevron shape, but they are very tactile. They do dig into your skin considerably well. So I don't think you're going to have really any issues regarding racking the slide. With that said, what I'm going to tell you is that if you have some form of impairment in your grip strength, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to tell you right now is that this may be a slide that isn't for you. It is a very well-sprung guide rod, so there is a certain amount of force you need to be able to pull that slide back and rack it appropriately. If you have an impairment, this may not work for you, so you may actually have to go to something different. But again, everyone's different, and you're going to have to decide if that actually works for you or not. You'll come to the front of the slide. You can see that you do have the cut in the barrel and also in the slide. That's your comped version of this gun. There is nothing added, no extra parts, no extra money that has to be spent. It comes right from the factory this way. You also have the lightning cuts on the side of the slide, which makes a little bit less reciprocating mass, which is very good. And then obviously to the top, you have that very bright lime green front sight from Night Vision. Love the color, stands out perfectly in any type of daylight, any type of low light conditions, obviously not pitch black, but low light conditions, this should work very well for your eyes. You also have a blacked out rear, which makes it even more important for shooters because now you can focus right on that dot, even though you really should be focusing on what you're shooting and not the dot in front of you. Keep in mind, the slide also comes with a slide cut on there for optics. You can use an RMSC, 407 or 507K, and the bonus, no plates. That's right, I'm saying it, plates are stupid. In my opinion, there is no gun right now in 2024, moving into 2025, that should have any adapter plates on them. Now, some might say, well, wait a second, I have this or I have that. Well, then it's time to maybe move to some other different optic that is geared for these slides. I would say that the majority of people are actually using 407K, 507K RMSC footprints on the smaller, slim-sized guns like this, especially Trijicon as well. So those footprints work the best. Those footprints seem to be the most popular. So I really do believe manufacturers need to kind of go towards that. Whether that's a pro or con, you can decide on your own, but that's just my own personal feeling. I do believe that adding that adapter plate just is another point of failure if you don't put it on correctly. But again, to each their own. I mean, overall, it looks great. You have the little hole that's cut into the barrel where the barrel and the slide meet. And according to Smith & Wesson, they actually have the trajectory of the gases blowing forward instead of up or back, which I guess is a very big improvement. Again, this is my first time experiencing a comp slide in regards to this gun in particular. But I will tell you, after about 125, 150 rounds, this gun, the optic that's on here right now, which is a Siley optic, has absolutely nothing on the glass. I mean, nothing. No shards of brass, no nothing, no dirt. I mean, it looks like it just came out of the box and it's already been shot. Overall, the gun looks great. I have no issues with the gun. The trigger looks is really good. The slide looks great. The finish looks really nice on the gun. I think if I was going to pinpoint anything that anybody could say was off about this gun, is this right here. That's right, still no pick rail. Now, we can argue why that is. We can say that maybe it's because this is really supposed to be for concealment, not necessarily a duty/combat gun. However, I think in this day and age, when we're starting to see slimline guns that are getting larger in the grip, there really should be a pick rail. So if I was gonna, dig anything about this gun, that's the one feature that I think is missing on this particular firearm. Overall, two things. If you're a Smith fan, you're gonna love this firearm. The second thing is, if you're looking to buy a gun that's similar to this, let's say a Hellcat, I believe it's the OSP Pro or something of that sort, or let's say the Macro Comp from SIG, just so you understand, this has the cut in the barrel and also the slide, whereas the Macro does not. And that to me is a bigger difference between the two firearms. I have been seeing some videos out there about the Ramjet afterburner for the 365. What can I say about it? Do those things work? Yes, they do. Do they work as good as some people are making them sound? A little skeptical on that. Plus, you also have to talk about the additional amount of money you're gonna have to push out in order to get that to work and run the way you want. I think that has to be part of the conversation as well. Not to mention, if you carefully look at some of those videos, they're using slides that have like slide cuts to the point where there's almost no steel on the front of the slide. So does that actually mitigate the recoil? In my opinion, it does, obviously. In this case, this is coming from the factory, ready to go. No additional parts, no additional needs. This gun absolutely check marks every single box that you're gonna look for. No Smith isn't paying me. They don't even know I exist. I'm telling you, I bought it with my own hard-earned money, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I love this freaking gun. It's just fantastic. So leave some comments down below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take some time to subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Again, anything you can do to help the channel grow is appreciated. Buy some merch, hit us on Patreon, whatever you guys wanna do is great. If not, no problem, we're gonna continue doing what we do here. So I hope you have a great night, stay safe, and as always, everyone, freedom is never free.